I'm trying to bridge this darkness of crime, this street life, and the stigma of what people think is you a sucker if you leave it. I ain't hard, I'm this, or you a sucker and you lame, you a nut because you ain't standing on whatever. Standing on business, man, is being out here free and taking care of your family. Mm-hmm. You feel me? That's what standing on business is, right? Working, man, earning that honest dollar, right? Where you ain't gotta look over your shoulder, right? Yeah, that's basically what my thing is, man. I basically wanna try to bridge this thing, man, between dudes thinking they need to rip around in this so-called mix, and then a dude thinking he's a sucker for trying to do the right thing.
Yesterday I scoot away, I play this shit. Big dog in the yard. I don't talk, I don't talk, I don't talk, Big dog in the yard. I don't talk,
Yo, it's your boy Del with OPP, and we got a heavy hitter in the building. We got Big Jihad from Concrete Chronicles Podcast. Concrete Chronicles Podcast.
That's it.
Yes. I appreciate you coming out here, having this interview.
No doubt.
How you feeling today?
All is well, man.
Yeah, so you in town, how long you in town for?
Couple days.
Quick.
Yeah, in and out. You know, I hit you, told you I was gonna be in and out, but I was gonna make it a purpose to be here.
Yeah.
Feel me? Yeah.
I know you got a heavy message that you want to deliver to the youth. You know, everybody who's probably going through something, who's especially going through re-entry. But before we get into that, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself?
All right, so basically about me, I'm from East Camden. I'm from 25th Street. We started the 24th Street Black Posse in '87.
Okay.
I went away '85, went down Jamesburg. I came home '87. They had that thing going. I, basically got with that. You know what I mean? No glorifying none of this street stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I got with that movement. You know what I mean? And became somebody through that. You know what I mean? And from '87 to about '90. You know what I mean? The streets got crazy out here, and I fell and did a state bid. You know what I mean? Came back in '94, and I fell again in '95. The feds picked me up. You know what I mean?
How long did you do the first?
The first state bid was 4 years.
4 years. Okay.
Yeah, I did 4 years. I started down Bordentown, ended up coming home from Northern State.
I heard Bordentown is rough.
Bordentown, they was calling it Gladiator School, this, that, and the third. But my thing is this: you are who you are, right? Mm-hmm. So if you really about this is what I tell everybody. One thing about a mask: if you faking out here, that mask, it's gonna come off in R&D when you come through that door to go up there on that tier. You know what I mean? If you really about that and it's in your heart, that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do your bid the way you're gonna do your bid. It's gonna be smooth. Real gonna always recognize real. Men recognize men. You know what I mean? So what they were saying, it was Gladiator School, this and that. I got down there. I guess it was what they call rocking or whatever. But I ain't gonna say, you know what I mean, I'm this big bad whatever, man, but I went through there and got moved up because that's youth correction. Okay. And I ended up getting moved, went to the red roof in the back, and ended up going up Northern State from there. You know what I mean?
Wow. And then you said you did time in the feds. How much time did you do?
Well, in '95 I got roped off by the feds in Atlanta, and they sentenced me to 360 months. So I ended up doing 21 years of that in the feds. You know what I'm saying? So they said I was allegedly running a multi-state conspiracy from Atlanta to New Jersey, from Atlanta to Camden. They said I was putting something in South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Delaware, and on 25th Street in Camden.
So what was your sentences?
Well, I got sentenced to an 846, which is what I like to tell people: you need to be conscious of these federal laws. 846 is conspiracy that carry 10 to life, which means it goes by your jacket, whatever your prior convictions is. The feds use your priors to really knock your boots off.
And whoever you're associated with?
Well, that's part of the conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Whoever you associate, that's you and one or two other people, right? It don't matter who you associate with as much as it is your priors for what you got if you in this conspiracy for. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So I had the conspiracy, the 846, and I had the A41, which is the possession with what we call it in the state is attempt to distribute, to sell the drugs, you know what I'm saying? So, and then I had a 924C, which is use of a firearm during a drug and trafficking crime, which runs separate from any federal sentence you get. And that's from 5, 10, 15 to 30 years. But I had the 5 running wild from my 25. Wow. So that's how I ended up with 360.
And how much time did you do again?
I did 21 years, 20 years and 8 months.
How long?
So what happened is I was sentenced to 30, so you know what 85% of 30 is 25. Yes. What happened is during that 25, a Johnson case came out, a Supreme Court ruling, which I had been fighting for a long time, which us in New Jersey, we get sentenced to 3 flats, 4 flats, 5 flats in our time when I came up, because I got sentenced in 90. So I had a 3 flat running concurrent with I had 9 flat altogether. So the 3 flat was running wild from my 6 flat or whatever it was, however they had it back then. But you know, to get a career offender, you need to do a year and a day in the feds. But they don't understand our law. A 3 flat here is 9 months, right? And you can max it out in 12 when we was in, you know what I'm saying? So in the feds, they got a Supreme Court ruling called Shepard. And Shepard says you need to look at the plea colloquy to tell what that state, you know, a plea is during, you know what I mean, how they time measure out. You feel me? Yeah. So the feds took and gave me the career offender, saying that my assault, which I had a 3 flat for, that I did a year and a day on it because they seen 3 years, because they call it 3 years. But actually, I didn't do 3 years. On a 9 flat, I did 3 years altogether. Wow. You know what I mean? But they sentenced me to the career offender, and I've been fighting them, telling yo, I only had 9 months on that joint. So I was fighting it for 17 years. So Johnson come along in 2016 and say the same thing, and they give it to him, which I was coming in pro se, which I had got an AA and a BA in criminal justice while I was away.
I was just about to ask, were you a paralegal?
I was doing some legal work for some people, but I went to Indiana State University because I started out in Terre Haute, Indiana, at the USP there. Okay. And Indiana State University is there, and they was offering a correspondence course. Mm-hmm. So I took that for 7 years and got an AA and a BA in criminal justice and start specializing in the federal law, just trying to get myself up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I learned.
So that's kind of like what helped with changing your mindset and getting you up out of there, you know what I mean? As far as the education and the classes?
Well, see, some people go in there, right? You can use prison for 2 different things. You can use it for an institution to elevate yourself, or you can use it for an institution to try to elevate yourself in these streets. Because why? You got the worst of the worst in there. That's with state and fed. Mm-hmm. You got, and like especially in the feds, you gonna meet, if you want to change your life, you can change your life. But if you want to come back out here and play with these people, all the people you want to meet is there. You feel me? I know this just because I met Chapo Guzman's nephew, Gato. That's my main man. Mm. If I wanted to be something else in this hood that I thought I could be again, I could easily do that with a phone call, because that's my main man. And what? Since his uncle got locked up and his cousin got locked up, he the man. If I wanted to be something other than I am, I could easily have made a call. So this is the type of setup that it is. When you get in there, you can meet these kind of people if your paperwork is right. You feel me? Because everybody wants to see that work. Yeah. Then when they read that work, oh, he was about that work out there, and he was putting in work, and he get money. You know what he told me? He said, we be looking for y'all like y'all be looking for us. You feel me? So if you want to change your life, you can change your life. But if you want to change your life for them streets, then, you know what I mean? That's there too. But yeah.
So how long you been home?
I've been home 9 years, dog.
9 years. What are you doing now?
Right now I do this podcast. My wife a celebrity chef, so I'll be helping her out. And I help my little brother out. My little bro is like a big rapper in Atlanta. You might see him on my page, Rollo. So I'll be helping him do some different things down there. And I do my podcast, like where I'm speaking about this federal law, where I'm speaking about changing your life and walking away from this street stuff, what we think is, see, people, you get to glorifying these streets thinking that this is what it is. You feel me? But it's not really what it is. It's all an illusion, because when you get locked up, what? You lose everything, and it was all a dream, like Biggie said, you heard? So that's why I do my podcast, man, and
talk about your podcast. What's the main purpose? What message are you delivering out there now?
Well, I got Concrete Chronicles podcast, right? And you know what I do? I break down this federal law and ebonics so these dudes that think they still want to play in these streets can understand what they getting themselves into. You feel me? So If you know what you're getting yourself into, stand 10 toes down on your shit when they catch you and don't bring nobody in with you. Because I'm giving you what it is, the real, and you knowing what you know what I mean? You knowing the law of it, so you know what. Just stand 10 toes down on it because you got an understanding of it, right? So then, I try to give a good quote out, man, to the men, man. I just try to shoot a quote out every morning. I know if you watch it, you see it. I might say something slick, man, but it's meaningful and it's from my heart and it's something I think go right then and there. You know what I mean? Just some motivational talk, man, to keep the men's feet grounded, man, keep them grounded on what they trying to do and stay focused out here, man, in this world that'll suck you up, you know what I mean? So I just try to keep everybody focused.
What advice would you give to someone just coming home?
My thing is this, man, like a lot of times it be the people, places, and things, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you got to change your people, places, and things, especially if you was like under somebody and you're not really like the thinker. It's good for you to probably try to get away, man, because you can easily be sucked up out here, man, into this illusion. You know what I'm saying? People be thinking that things is the way they was when you left. You come back out here thinking like that. You got these what they call them YNs. They a whole lot more different from us, right? Because why? These is the products of these kids are products of what we served, right? Their moms and dads, we the ones fed them whatever they had, and they had these kids that's numb, right? And you got this name, right? And they try and take that from you. You know what I mean? You might have been who you was, this, then, you know what I mean? But to them, you only good as your last movie you shot. What was the last movie you shot? You know what I mean? And that's how they think. So don't come out here and run late, man, thinking that
this is the same as how it was before.
It's nothing like it was when you left, man. You know what I mean? And things is moving a whole lot faster. And these kids, they heartless, man. They numb and don't care nothing about us, man. They'll knock you off at the drop of a dime. So, you don't want to put yourself in the position to have to do something to somebody or have something done to you, man. That's why I look at that.
I like when you say like illusions. Like it's true. Like if you think about like even in rap music and hip hop, as a kid, you thinking they're rich, they got all the money, they got everything. But now as an adult and you've been around a lot of these people, you realizing none of these people in entertainment don't have a lot of the money that they say they have. With that in mind, what strategies would you go about deglamorization, of not falling into that trap?
See, what these kids got to understand, not even only kids, because when I was away, it looked like, to me, I seen men standing around the BET TV, bopping to the videos, you know what I'm saying? They glorifying, they be around the sport TV, they know how much this dude make, whereas kids go to school, but they don't know nothing about their case and how to get out of prison, right? See, my thing is this, a lot of that stuff in that music, right, if you really been out here in these streets and you really lived it, you can tell by what they saying if they really was living in and about that. But see, they manipulating these kids they dazzling them with their speech. That's what I say, man. Y'all been dazzled by the speech, man. You know what I mean? Because a dude can say anything, and if you ain't really lived it, you ain't gonna be able to tell the difference if it's real or not, right? A lot of these dudes, man, they living off credit, which is cool. This is what we should be living off out here. The white people been doing it all before our time. You dig? We just getting hip to it. But a lot of them rappers, they got A1 credit. You know what I mean? It's easy to go out there, sign for a Bentley, sign for a Ferrari, or whatever they driving around and put that jewels on. A lot of that stuff be fake. I'm in Atlanta. They sell that stuff, make it look like it's real. I seen it all day. Bills, clothes, jewelry, and everything. You think, swear it's real.
Yeah. And Jay-Z used to be saying that forever. And a lot of his raps saying all your jewels and your apartments and all that.
And Ocho Cinco said, he said, man, I'll never buy a real watch again, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, man, I bought something for $5,000 that cost $60,000. It's the same thing. Yeah. And they doing the same thing, man. They can't get caught up in that illusion because a lot of them dudes, man, ain't really lived it. You know what I mean? Maybe they homies might have lived it. You know what I mean? And maybe they might have lived it. But my thing is this: when we was in the game, I thought our thing was hustle and get out. Who want to be a millionaire? They a millionaire. They making all this money off this music. And still running around with the hammer, still preaching whatever they preaching. Oh, I'm gonna get my man and knock you off, this, that, and the third. Who do that? Real street dudes I know, the plan was to hustle and get out. Hustle and make something, put it towards something to make some residual income. You dig? Who wanna be a multi-millionaire off the music? And you don't leave your hood or disconnect yourself from what you from, that's gonna make you a fake ass nigga. You don't gotta disconnect yourself, but you gotta be smart about your moves, you feel me? So who wanna be a multi-millionaire, you done made it, and you still running around buying the weight, giving your homies packs. Who do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it be like a lot going on. These kids can't let themselves get tricked, man, by these illusions. Because if it was really like that, they wouldn't even be doing half of the stuff they get in court and charged with now. Then look, they get in court and charged, and what's happening to them? They tell them. You feel me? We don't come. You know one thing I pride this city for? I pride this city. They say, I ain't gonna say ain't no rats here. But it's very few. Because when we was coming up, we might get a good deal. A lot of us never really had co-defendants here. A lot of us catch a case, or I'm gonna take me a deal. I'm gonna get out the way. But one thing I pride about this hood, it ain't too many rats here. It's some. Now, I ain't gonna say we ain't got no rats, but it's not as many as a lot of other places.
With that being said, the culture has definitely changed.
The culture is definitely not what it used to be.
It's kind of like you still can come out and be successful, or not really worry about any backlash. We've seen it from artists. Their music is still selling. Before, their music wouldn't sell. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. See, the thing is this. Time shift. People care about status now. Status and bread. If you got a little status and some bread, whatever you done can be swept under the rug. When we was coming up, a rat gonna get a good caught in the trap. Because that's just was the laws of the game in the street back then. They not living by the same code as we live by. The game is over. That's why I always tell them on my page, man, y'all keep playing that game, you gonna hit that brick wall. That game over, dog. That game is over, man. There ain't even that kind of bread in the street no more like it used to be. You throwing rocks at the penitentiary, you can't make bail or commissary. You gotta call them and beg your mom, right? So my thing is, we living in a time now, if just look at it, a rat can get all the way, have the streets on lock, and people will be all up under them. Why? Because everybody trying to live this dream, man. Listening to this music, you dig? And the culture ain't the same. It ain't the same kind of men out here. The majority of us is locked up, and the other half is dead. It's not the same breed. You know what I mean? So these kids out here, man, and these young dudes or whatever, man, they don't got no understanding of the real codes of the game. Oh, I'm in the game, I'm in the mix, but you don't play by the rules. You want to be in it, but you don't want to play by the real rules. You want to skim the line, I call it. You know what I mean? You want to stand at the scratch line on it. Yeah. You feel me?
Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break.
Let's do it.
15 minutes. Then we'll come back for like 10 minutes.
Let's do it.
Cool. That was good, yo. Real good.
That was good?
That was real good.
Dang.
Really good.
That shit.
Hey, man.
Yo, Big Jihad Concrete Chronicle podcast, man. Remember back in the days when we was ripping in them streets, man, the homie used to roll up on us like, let's get some paper together. Wasn't that the best feeling in the world? Didn't that make you feel good? Especially if he was somebody on a level, he had them pieces, you was really about to get to some bag. So now that we went away and got our life together, right, and we living right and exact, right, the Muslims we getting halal money, it still apply. Those words still gonna make you feel good. So to you content editors, book editors, endorsers, sponsors, let's get some paper together. Send that to the people you want to get some paper with, man, because a closed mouth ain't never gonna get fed that way.
Hey, it's your boy Delva OPP. We back with Big Jihad. We want to talk about, find out, what's his plans moving forward. He got a lot of education throughout the years, so we want to see how he plans on, utilizing that.
So what I'm doing now, and everybody can tune in. You can find me on Concrete Chronicles podcast on YouTube, Concrete_Chronicles_ podcast on Instagram. What I'm doing, man, basically here is I'm trying to bridge this darkness of crime, this street life, and the stigma of what people think is you're a sucker if you leave it. I ain't hard, I'm this, or you a sucker and you lame, you a nut cause you ain't standing on whatever. Standing on business, man, is being out here free and taking care of your family. You feel me? That's what standing on business is, right? Working, man, earning that honest dollar, right? Where you ain't gotta look over your shoulder, right? Yeah, that's basically what my thing is, man. I basically wanna try to bridge this thing, man, between dudes thinking they need to rip around in this so-called mix, and then a dude thinking he's a sucker for trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with my page. I'm trying to build this platform. I'm trying to get connected with a lot of people that's doing this content, get together, man, and get some things going like how y'all got going with these movies. I wrote 6 books while I was away. I'm trying to do some movies myself. I'm trying to put them on as audio books right now and on my page. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do that. I'm doing everything independent, right? Because I come up in this era, man, where we ain't never let the other man really do nothing for us, right? So when we came up, what we do? We started with the packs, then we got us an Onion, then we got us a Joe, then we got us a Nina and a half, and so on, right? So that's what it is, man. Small steps, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing, man. I'm just trying to build my platform brick by brick, man, like I did everything I did in the street. You know what I'm saying?
Can you talk about your books? Did you write that while you was inside?
I wrote my books while I was in. I wrote a 3-book trilogy called The Love of the Dunya. I'm Muslim, so Dunya mean of this life. So basically I based this story on, it's called, the main character is Abadar Muhaddin, which I basically based on myself, you know what I'm saying? And I just basically just wrote my life, because when we living out here in these streets, life is really a movie. Like that's what dudes used to be like. They used to read my paperwork up on that land, be like, yo, you know what used to mess me up there? A lot of dudes is in the feds, but they used to be like, yo, y'all was making that kind of money on the block? Like they be like messed up the kind of money we was making out here. And I'm telling them, dog, I used to come out 12 at night, leave 8 in the morning. I got me 5-6 grand on packs. This when I was a pack boy. You know, I mean, selling $1,000 packs, keeping 500 or 1,500 pack, keep 5, turning 1,000. I'm going in 5,500, 6 grand every day. So I'm 17 years old. You feel me? But you know, we think different from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Our thought don't be, oh, I'm gonna go to the mall and gut this out. Man, I'm stacking this. I'm gonna get me a brick. You know what I mean? Big homie, how much a brick? 16? Trying to get me one of them in 3 days. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing with my platforms now. I look at everything like the game. You know what I mean? Because my life been based on the game all my life. I've been in the street since I've been 13. So everything I do, I try to do it strategically and move like I'm in the game. So brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to take these books, I'm trying to convert them into ebooks, I'm trying to put them on my platform. I'm gonna charge $2 for 4 chapters at a time, and we gonna see how that go. Because I've been a chance taker and a risk taker all my life. All of us have, right? We took risks. One thing about that hustler, one thing about, I know all the hustlers from my hood, from this hood where we from, we gonna gamble it all. We gonna take all of the money and buy a whole piece, and we ain't got bail money or nothing, but we got that piece. We gamble, right? So why not do it legally? I'll put everything I got into what I got, and then I'll reap the reward of the benefits of that, man, when it's done and over with.
You don't have to worry about nobody taking it from you.
Hey, man, listen, I ain't never worried about nobody. I'm fortunate enough to say, ain't no big eyes, a little used, but I've been all right. I ain't nobody never took nothing from me. Not in prison and not in these streets, and not especially not in there, and I felt that knife or nothing like that, but that's over there, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, man. I'm just trying to build something positive, man, connect with some contact, some creators like yourself, man, get some things going, you know what I mean? And build from it, man, because this is the new wave. See, a lot of people don't even dig it. You know what they always told me? The game is to be sold, not told.
Yeah, it's true.
So why not let these people pay us for what we've been through and what we learned through life, our tragedies? You feel me? And why not connect? Because that's what it always been about. Yo, what you got? How much you got it for? Boom, boom. It's always been about networking and connecting. Why not? Why we can't do it legally?
Exactly.
Because a lot of crabs in the barrel. That's why niggas don't want to see the next man get up. But we got to get out of that. It's a train of thought too.
Yeah, no, it is. It definitely is. I want to ask now, you have a restaurant as well?
My wife had a restaurant right now. She's doing a food truck. She shut the restaurant down. So we got a food truck down Atlanta called Fork in the Road Halal Food.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Well, everything is going good with her, you know what I'm saying? Because that's her little hustle, you know what I mean? My wife from here as well. She from Centerville, you know what I'm saying? Been in the street, got the same kind of story we got, turned her life around, put her bread into the food industry. got down to Atlanta, met some notable people, man. That's all on, you know, loving hip hop and this and that. And she built with them, and she became a celebrity chef down there. So she doing good, and everything working out for her. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's what's up. That's
And y'all can find her at Fork in the Road Halal Food, celebrity chef Wahida.
Well, I go to Atlanta often, you know.
When you come down, all you gotta do is hit me. You got my personal now.
Yeah. How can they find you?
Y'all can find like her at Fork in the Road Halal Food. That's on Instagram. And when y'all ever want to come down, always look at her page because she's always posting where the truck gonna be at. And y'all can find me at Concrete Chronicles Podcast on YouTube and Concrete_Chronicles_Podcast on Instagram. Man, stay tuned in, man. I got some big stuff coming too.
Well, we appreciate you. You dropped a lot of information, a lot of science that could be very useful to a lot of people out there. So we appreciate you.
Man, listen, man, it was an honor, man. You feel me? I told you that when I hit you.
No, this was the honor. Yeah, I was excited. I'm like, oh, snap. I seen that joint like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm coming up and I'm coming home. I need to get on there. You know what I mean? And I don't want nothing.
Appreciate you.
No doubt.
Well, that wraps up our episode of Opposing Perspectives. I'm your host, Tadell. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and IG. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Thank you.